Public Workers Union President Brian Grimes has voiced his discontent, calling out to the government for allegedly issuing contracts to nurses with inaccurate salary figures, which he says is illegal.
The nurses are being asked to sign contracts where, for example, the contract says 2020 to 2024. In a sense, is a whole contract. Remember, they were promised permanency. Yeah? Remember that. But I'm going past that. The contract would say your salary per annum is $45,000. But in reality, you are making $30,000 per annum. Tell me, isn't there something potentially illegal in that? So you refuse to make them permanent. And then you're insulting them by giving them backdated contracts with inflated figures. Absolute deceit. Where are we going? Why are we treating our health sector workers in this fashion? This is so strange.
In response, Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell stated that he is unaware of the existence of such contracts, while Permanent Secretary in the Department of Public Administration, Lindonna Marshall, offered a different perspective on what might have occurred.
Well, I think, that's a question I can't answer. I haven't seen the contract. I don't think the PS has seen the contract. I don't know who the nurse is. And I'm taking what you say at face value. I can't even see the veracity of the document. So it's not even something I could speak to.
We've had people, from the functional review, we noticed a number of people had no instruments. So there was no coverage at all. So in order to give them the comfort that they were seeking, we gave coverage. So for example, somebody worked without an instrument for 5 years, we would give you a cover for the 5 years. But it has nothing to do with change in salary in terms of you on the contract, there's more than what you receive. Would you agree to receiving a contract that says more and you're actually paid less without asking a question? I can't see anybody holding a contract in their hand for $40,000 and you're receiving $30,000. That doesn't make any sense to us at all. But we would, if that is the case, then we would love to see it and remedy whatever the situation is.
Grimes also criticized the government for a lack of communication with the union, suggesting that consultations with stakeholders resemble a dictatorship rather than an open discussion.
Now, a lot of talk is being bandied about consultations and this, and the union has been engaged. I would want to posit here today that the so-called consultations were basically public service announcements on steroids. The consultations were public service announcements on steroids. So basically, you come, you say this is what it is, before introductions have taken place, or has passed, and you say this is a consultation, this is engagement. But they are just telling us what is going on.
Permanent Secretary Marshall has strongly refuted this claim.
I would assume that if I invite you to a meeting to discuss a matter, I share with you the documentation and I share with you my views and allow you to share your views, that to me is a discussion and a consultation. I can't see that as being dictatorial in any way at all. So usually that's what the format is. We send you the documentation, we invite you to a discussion, we come to the discussion, we share our views and we allow you to share yours. So I don't share his view that it was dictatorial at all.
Both the Public Workers Union and government continue to express their openness to constructive and effective conversations to ensure that the industrial climate on the island remains peaceful. Rena P. Thomas, GBN News.